The man who carried the moon. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a kind and gentle man named Kofi. Kofi was known throughout the village for his generosity and his love for children. He would often spend his days playing games with the little ones, telling them stories, and helping their parents with their choices. Everyone in the village adores him. One evening, as Kofi sat by the fire, he noticed a strange glow in the sky. The moon, which was usually round and bright, seems to be flickering. Curious, Kofi decided to investigate. He followed the glow deep into the forest until he reaches the clearing, where the moonlight was so bright it almost hurt his eyes. In the center of the clearing stood a tall ancient tree with silver leaves that seemed like stars. As Kofi approached the tree, he heard a soft magical voice. "Kofi," the voice called, "I am the spirit of the moon. I have been watching you and I know your heart is pure. I need your help." Kofi knelt before the tree, his heart pounding. "How can I help you, spirit?" he asked. The spirit explained that the moon was glowing weak and needed to rest. But for the moon to rest, someone had to carry its light for a time. The spirit chose Kofi because of his kindness and love for others. "If you agreed," the spirit asked, "you will carry the moonlight within you until it is strong enough to return to the sky. But be warned, this won't be easy." Kofi thought for a moment. He knew this would be a great responsibility, but he also knew he couldn't let the moonlight fade. "I will do it," he said bravely. The spirit smiled, and a beam of light shot down from the sky, entering Kofi's body. He felt a warm, glowing sensation in his chest, and his belly began to grow round and full, as if he were carrying something precious inside. The villagers were amazed when they saw Kofi the next morning. They had never seen anything like this before. At first, some people whispered and stared, but Kofi remained kind and patient. He explained that he was carrying the moonlight to help it regain its strength. Over time, the villagers grew to understand and support him. They brought him food, helped him with his choices, and even sang songs to the glowing light in his belly, which seems to glow brighter every day. As the week went by, Kofi began to feel a deep connection to the light he carried. He could feel each person with life, and he knew it was glowing stronger. One night, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Kofi felt a strong sensation. The light inside him began to move, and he knew it was time. He walked back to the clearing where the ancient tree stood. The spirit of the moon appeared once more, her voice filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Kofi," she said. "Because of you, the moon is strong again." Kofi felt a warm wash of energy as the light left his body and soared into the sky, joining the moon above. The villagers who had followed him to the clearing cheered and celebrated. From that day on, Kofi was known as the man who carried the moon, and his story was told for generations. The villagers learned that true strength comes from kindness and selflessness, and they never forget the man who gave so much to keep their world bright. And every time they look at the moon, they remember Kofi and the light he carried in his heart.